Hi, and welcome to Art at Greenvale. My name is Elisa Beer, and I am the art teacher. Your child will have art one time a week for 45 minutes. However, every few months, they'll have art 2 times a week. This extra art period is called an art push-in. What we did with that extra art time last year was I introduced the students to an artist. We learned about the life and the history of him, and then we observed and discussed that artist's artwork. And then every month, each grade participated in a collaborative project based on his work. This year, since we won't be able to collaborate, we're going to use that push-in time as extra art time so that they can continue their work on their assignments, at least for now, and then we'll see how the year progresses. The schedule for our push-in classes is as follows. 2nd grade has it December and April, 3rd grade November and March, 4th grade October, February, and June, and 5th grade has it September, January, and May. If your child's scheduled to have art on a day that they are in the building, then I will see them for art each week in person. If they're scheduled to have art on a day that they're remote, then I will always see them virtually via my Google Classroom. So how do you log into my virtual art class? First, you're going to go to my Google Classroom homepage at your designated art time. You're going to click the link under the title Art with Mrs. Beer, and that'll open up our Google meeting where I'll be teaching live to both the kids in the class and at home. Since you're here and watching this, I think it's safe to say that you know my Google Classroom codes already. However, just in case, I'm going to leave this right here. Considering art is usually very communal and collaborative, and we share everything from paper to glue and scissors and paint and paintbrushes, we're going to need to make a change to how we normally do things. So this year, your child's going to need to be supplied with their own art supplies. Most of these supplies are just your regular average school supplies. Pencils, erasers, pencil sharpener, crayons, markers, glue sticks, scissors, those are things that they'll probably have on hand already. The only extra things they'll likely need this year are some black Sharpie markers and a watercolor palette. If they have art on an in-person day, then they'll need these art supplies at school with them. However, if they have art on a remote day, then there's no need for them to take them back and forth to school. They can just keep them at home where they're going to be using them. Please make sure your child has all of their art supplies on hand for each class. They're not going to know which supplies we're using that day, so it's good to have it on hand so that they don't ever have to go in search of something once class begins. So here's some examples of what we do during Art at Greenvale. Students will be learning new skills and drawing techniques through observational drawing, step-by-step drawing, and perspective drawing. We will be learning a lot about different artists and their different painting styles and techniques. They'll be practicing and honing their fine motor skills through cutting and pasting and collage. They'll be using their hands to build with clay and learn about glazing techniques, as well as using recycled materials and paper mache to create sculptures. They'll also be learning about the really fun art of printmaking. That said, things are going to look a little different this year. For starters, I'm going to be pushing into their classrooms, so we will not have access to the art room. We're going to need to keep our projects simple. And when I say simple, I mean in the medium that we use and the amount of art supplies that we're using. But I'm still going to be providing lots of really fun, challenging, engaging projects that will hopefully spark that creative joy and confidence in your kids. I'm excited to make some beautiful art with them and use art as a means for both self-expression and stress relief. Now more than ever, I think that social emotional component that art can really provide is super important. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at the address provided. Thanks. Looking forward to a great year.